he outside, he not happy. I'm outside and not happy. So that was the whole, process of it's Batman, okay? It's okay. I'm sorry. Why your feelings be hurt like that? Okay. You're crying.
Fans grew increasingly concerned when Chrisean Rock was spotted with her nearly 2-year-old son. Christian Jesus Porter, who is still too little to walk, speak, or hold his head up on his own. His development has long been a source of concern. Indeed, there have been long-standing suspicions that the delays are the result of Christian's behavior during her pregnancy. She continues to show reluctance to accept the seriousness of the issue, usually brushing off concerns with denial or diversion. The unease began when she first introduced her son. One video in particular evoked strong feelings. She is holding her 4-month-old baby, the newborn's unruly head. Poor coordination and frightening rather than adorable vocalizations, however, led many spectators to assume that they might indicate a medical issue. She praised his genius and talked tearfully about how happy she was to be a mother. According to one onlooker, Christian appears to be deeply deluded. They saw that important life events were absent from her son's life. Given his age, he ought to be lifting his head and chest during tummy time. Caughty, but he doesn't move or smile. According to Christian, the scent of cannabis and her are the only things that trigger his reaction. He still makes harsh cat noises and has poor hand-eye coordination. It appears that she is reading criticism on the internet and attempting to add comments such as, "He's so smart." But he's displaying signs typical of a newborn, not a child approaching 2. However, her supporters jump to her rescue and claim that everything is okay. Some argue that something may be inherited even if it appears odd. Some people are critical of others on the internet. Proposing as unskilled medical professionals, they note that most of the people passing judgment have just seen short clips and don't know her. Many parents raise children with extraordinary needs. The claims of substance use are more than simply internet gossip. Even if there is evidence that she smoked and drank during her pregnancy, things that usually have nothing to do with substance misuse. Even Blueface, who is believed to be the child's father, has publicly expressed his concerns. In one tweet, he stated, "My son is unhealthy since she was hit during her pregnancy, smoked, and drank. She couldn't even take a month off." The internet quickly connected the baby's issues to possible medical conditions. According to some ideas, the child may have Cre-du-chat syndrome or fetal alcohol syndrome. His odd sobbing sounds suggest that. After Christian defended her Blueface face tattoo on Instagram Live, his pain or suffering worsened. In the background, viewers could not help but hear her son's incessant sobs, which seemed as though he was breathing problems. One mom continued, "I've never heard a baby cry like that." Christian didn't stop the flow, though. He persisted in defending her ink. Unbelievably, Charleston White recognized an issue before the kid was even born. He publicly bet $5,000 that the baby would die and another $2,000 that if he did, he would be diagnosed with autism. Even though the comments were harsh and unpleasant at the time, many people are now wondering if he was right.
Chrisean Rock have a baby. Let's start making bets now. Come on now, I'm calling. I got $5,000 that Chrisean Rock and Blueface have a baby. Baby gonna be dumb in the. They not gonna have a healthy baby. I got on it right now. I got $2,000. I got a side bet that the baby don't make it. I got a $2,000 side bet that they baby don't make it. I who on the bet? If it ain't gonna be, it's gonna be autistic. Or if it ain't be autistic.
Juan began posting footage of Junior in real time. Before long, the audience started to pay attention. Many began envisioning the child's characteristics and contrasting them with those commonly associated with fetal alcohol syndrome. His small head, low nasal bridge, narrow eye apertures, and possibly, most worrisome is low birth weight, delayed growth, and signs of possible speech and vision issues were among the details mentioned. The baby's frequent high-pitched cries that sound like screeches could be the result of these worries. Because of his steady focus and lack of eye movement, some observers have even conjectured that Chrisean Jr. might be blind. Interestingly, though, none of these opinions have been supported by any medical professional. Right now, all of this is merely speculation. Chrisean has consistently disputed the accusations, referring to them as internet gossip, and maintains that her son's behavior is typical for a baby his age.
Who is y'all to tell me what he diagnosed with, what he look like, what he sound like? Y'all don't know nothing about God, and y'all don't know nothing about nothing. You talking to me like that, so I rebuke everything y'all saying about my child, to be honest. But I like this, bro. You know why? Because all the glory to God, bro.
Concerns regarding Junior's development were raised again when a fresh video of him was released. The fact that this child is almost 2 years old must be kept in mind. A cursory internet search indicates that by this age, a youngster should be able to recognize familiar objects. Among other fundamental directions, pick up the toy, go upstairs, and run while keeping your balance. You can even start assembling basic two-word sentences. However, this latest footage of Junior has once again sparked serious worries. So, how does a Christian respond to persistent criticism? According to her, her son is doing fine. However, not everyone agrees. An angry viewer claims that Chrisean Rock infuriates them because they believe their child needs urgent medical care. I'm not medical care, but acknowledging that would require her to accept accountability for the bad choices she made throughout her pregnancy. Something the commenter claims she doesn't seem to want to do. They said that the real issue is this unwillingness to take accountability, and Blueface has voiced his own opinions, frequently characterizing Chrisean as an unsuitable mother in particular. He accused her of putting off Junior's hernia surgery on several occasions in order to further her own agenda. Notably, Chrisean is not the only individual in this circumstance who is being criticized, as if to shame Chrisean rather than prioritizing the child's well-being. Many are questioning why Blueface chose to share their son's medical condition on social media in the first place.
It was taking too long.
What was?
The hernia.
For her to get care?
Yeah, it was taking way too long. I wasn't notified until maybe a week after she had the baby. And then I'm telling her, like, how she sent me the picture and I'm looking like, how was this okay for you? Like,
when he posted that, I didn't look at the photo because
Put my feet up there.
you sent him the photo because what? Like, explain.
This is his son, y'all. I'm like, he texted my phone about, you doing this, little baby. I'm like, bro, your son is about to go under anesthesia for a big hernia. Can I just at least get a little bit, like, do you care about our son's life right now, bro? Like, this is what it looks like. I'm not capping.
Carissa, Blueface's mother, talked about how her grandson's condition affected her in a recent interview. She disclosed that she had severe doubts about his vision. When she first met him, since she couldn't distinguish if he was staring at her or into space. She said, "It broke my heart, and I was a little heartbroken when I first saw it." She made it clear that she loves all of her grandchildren despite their challenges, even admitting that it was quite upsetting to see Junior in that restaurant and not know where he was gazing. But as long as he can, she told herself, giggle, laugh, and cry, he still has the ability to provide joy to others. People on the internet are calling for Junior to get the proper care since it has been determined that he is blind in both eyes. A diagnosis that even Carissa herself confirms. She demanded to see the footage of Chrisean trying to serve him mashed potatoes at the restaurant once more. The baby wasn't reaching for the spoon or opening his mouth. That makes it clear now. 'Twas merely observing, not blinking or keeping an eye on anything. It was catastrophic. Everyone knew what was wrong, despite the fact that Christian once mentioned in passing an asterisk. Illness that causes uncontrollable crying. She never confirmed anything in particular. Carissa is the one who has spoken the truth. Because of Christian's past actions, the circumstances caused others to feel awful for the child. She was spotted doing drugs and drinking during her pregnancy on her show and in public. She appeared to have a strong foundation in denial. The child's large, unblinking eyes and seeming fragility startle onlookers. His mother hasn't accepted the reality that he obviously requires physical therapy and medical assistance. According to experts, the symptoms will only worsen even if Christian maintains that things will get better with time, stronger when he gets older. As though that weren't enough, the narrative goes on. Junior was cared for by Christian's best friend Marsh while she was incarcerated. When Christian learned that Marsh intended to take him to the hospital because of his condition, he became enraged. In texts made public, Marsh clarified that she had consented to watch Junior in exchange for help, but that nothing came of it. No money, no supplies. Junior didn't have a blanket, milk, bottles, or even a car seat, just the clothes on his back. Marsh tried to hide as much as she could because she had her own child to look after, but she still felt abandoned, especially considering how much time she had spent helping her friend's child. Marsh described how Junior's constant spitting, a symptom that indicated he needed medical attention, caused her sister to become concerned and offered to help. Christian reportedly got upset when she learned it's time for someone to intervene and take Junior away from Marsh's sister. According to Marsh, Christian was more focused on concealing his illness than he was on genuinely aiding the infant. For social media, she even staged pictures to give the impression that Junior was doing well. Marsh claimed to have always monitored Christian's actions on Reddit. Christian's posts included statements such as they're saying he can't walk or hold himself up. I will post a photo of him with a walker. According to Marsh, however, Christian, he can't though. As evidence of her delusions, Christian remarked, I need to convince them that he can, or else they'll blame it on my drinking, even though I wasn't drinking that much. She never fails to give him the attention he needs. I recently attended an event with Junior, who he was obviously having trouble holding his head up, a skill that most kids acquire well before their time, even though he was older than 2. Instead of admitting the problem or actively seeking assistance, Christian has chosen a different path that is more spiritual in nature. She has been publicly discovering God and enjoying a spiritual journey. Many supporters, however, believe it is a diversion from the true problem. This is so sad, Christian, wrote a distraught viewer, who also added, there are literally people who could help your son.